wasted vote.
The Asantehene Otunfo Osage to the second cautions traditional leaders against the endorsement of political parties.
And later, police in Kpando in the Volta region intercept over 300 parcels of substances suspected to be Indian hemp.
Now, it's been over a week since some residents in the West Mamprusi municipality of the Northeast region were forced to sleep in classrooms after their buildings collapsed.
They lament the deplorable conditions under which they are living now, as they have to battle with the constant invasion of their homes by reptiles. Correspondent Maxwell Sook spent part of the night with them and reports.
It is congested, dark, and the ventilation inside this rural church at Garbini near Walewale in the Northeast region is poor. It currently houses displaced residents of last week's flood that affected nearly 300 households in this part of the country. On Thursday, 1st October, some residents of 4 communities, namely Banawa, Tinkaya, Garbini, and Dimia, were rendered homeless after hours of torrential rains flooded their homes, leading to the collapse of hundreds of houses. The people moved to safer grounds, including being housed at this church. Yakubu Basit is among those living here currently. He tells me life is difficult.
So if I'm about to sleep, I'll pull the plywood down and I'll lay my mat down. Then I'll just lie on it because my mattress is spoiled. I can't use it anymore. It's spoiled. So
their nightlife is a struggle, but not all will accept to sleep here. Instead, many sleep by the roadside to keep watch over their animals from thieves.
We are 32 in number living here. So most of the times during night time, some will not be able to get a place to lay down. They will go to the school over there as they are talking, Diani there to sleep there. And then some of us will sleep here and some will sleep at the roadside to just look after our goat and sheep, the animals outside there. The first day that we got flooded, the next village over there, people, goat and sheep were being stolen by thieves.
The men and women, including their children, are all housed at the same place, and this creates an inconvenience to them, according to Yakubu Basit.
This is my uncle. This is where they lie down. And one of my uncle, I lie down with him over here, and some of the ladies will sleep here, and then the boys will lie down here. That's how we are managing here.
I haven't seen a mosquito net around.
Okay, yes. When it is time for us to wake up during morning time, we have to remove them so that daytime we'll be able to get access to the room, because if we still tie the mosquito net around, we can't move about.
At the Banawa Primary School, another set of displaced residents are kept there. One of them, Inusa Musa Ibn, spoke to Citi News about their concerns.
Life here is not easy for us because we are sleeping here and a lot of dangerous animals are here. So we find it difficult, like maybe anything can happen to us. So it's not easy for us here. Actually, the food they give us, but it's not enough because we are many, and the food they even give us is not enough for us.
How do you manage to sleep in the night? Just tell me how your night looks like here.
Actually, we don't find it easy because here is not our home. So anytime we are sleeping, even you think until the sleeping, because you don't even know the time. Even you think until daybreak, but you will not sleep.
The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, and the West Mamprusi District Assembly offered newly constructed buildings to house the victims, but some of the people refused to move there for these reasons.
The reason why we find it difficult to go to the new building is that we have our animals here, cattle, sheep, goats, and chickens. So if we go there and leave them here, maybe we will not find them again. Thief will easily take them away. So that's the reason why we find it difficult to go to Walewale.
The team from NADMO is paying 9 visits to the victims at the center. They have been urging them to stay away from their homes as the grounds become more saturated. Alhassan John Kweku is the Northeast Regional Director of NADMO.
Those buildings that are standing there have cracks. The ground is being saturated. So it is not safe for them to go in there for now. They should stay away from the buildings for now because their lives are very, very important to us than any other thing. When the water recedes and everything is dried up, then we can go back to do our normal business.
Now, 12 individuals have so far submitted their nomination forms for the December presidential elections. Out of this number, 3 will be contesting as independent candidates, while the remaining 9 are being sponsored by political parties. Sixtus Dong Olo, who has been following the process, filed this report.
Thursday's filing processes were calm as opposed to Wednesday's night's dramatic processes in which the NDC snubbed the Electoral Commission chairperson, Jean Mensah, her 2 deputies, directors and other officials of the commission. The 7 aspirants who showed up at the Electoral Commission took turns to submit their nominations. First was Ekia Donko of the Ghana Freedom Party, GFP, who believes, but for political machinations, she would have made a good impression in the 2016 elections. Then came Nana Konedu Ajiman Rawlings, flag bearer of the National Democratic Party, in the company of her General Secretary Alhaji Mohamed Frimpong Manso. For the NDP, political parties must not overly and unhealthily dramatize their issues with the electoral process.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Madam Chairperson of the EC, Commissioners. The NDC, the NDP, don't die. The NDP is happy to go through the processes that have been laid by the Electoral Commission this year. We had gone through a very stormy process in the past, but I think this year we find it quite friendly because for the first time, I think the Commission took the trouble to give us a checklist, and it comes within our belief that any disagreement with institutions must not be over-dramatized, as if Armageddon is going to fall on us.
For independent presidential aspirant Kofi Kranting, the love of country must be the ultimate consideration in this electoral process. He's been partnered by Carl Morgan for the top office of the land. Mr. Hassan Ayariga of the All People's Congress, APC, also submitted his nomination in the company of his running mate, Frank Yao Koide. Mr. Ayariga wants the Electoral Commission to rectify the nagging challenges with the voters' register.
I think the provisional register, we all know that, yes, as you heard me, I told them that even if there are challenges, they should also consider the fact that we have a provisional register. Even they themselves will encounter challenges. But they should brace their belt, okay, for 2020 election, because this register is a new register and it has never been used for any election. So the first election is going to be this 2020, which is a crucial one. So they should expect a lot of challenges and a lot of difficulties.
The CPP's Ivor Kobna Greenstreet, in narrating the challenges the party went through in completing the forms, said the CPP stands ready to work with the EC in delivering transparent poll.
A vote for the CPP is a vote for yourself. For too long, Ghanaians have been told that voting for the Convention People's Party is a wasted vote. Rather, voting for the NPP and the NDC is the wasted vote because they continue to give false hope, they continue to give promises which they don't fulfill. And then years later, we only see that they are there serving their own self-interest, the interests of their friends and families, and the interests of their parties, not the Ghanaian. And it's only the Convention People's Party that has a history and a foundation of serving only the people of Ghana and not the individuals concerned.
Wrapping up for the day were flag bearer of the Great Consolidated Popular Party, Henry Latte, in the company of his running mate, Andrew Bampo Sechi, and independent aspirants, Marik Kofi Gani, also in the company of his running mate, Dr. Fosubako. Political parties and independent persons who wish to submit their nominations for the December presidential polls have till Friday, October 9 to do so.
Parliamentary candidates for Subing, Asokwa, Menchia South and North constituencies in the Ashanti region have successfully filed their nominations to contest the December 7 elections. Correspondent Hafiz Tijani reports that the filing process was not without the usual fanfare that characterizes such events.
In turns, the parliamentary candidates filed their nominations at the EC's office. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, Member of Parliament for Menchia South, Patricia Apieje, Member of Parliament for Asqua, and Eugene Boachi Entry, representing the Subin constituency, came with party executives and other members of the party. Akosi Kunedu, who is contesting the Menchia North seat for the first time, also turned up to file his nomination. The candidates spoke about the process.
I've today dutifully and successfully submitted my nomination form to contest as the New Patriotic Party's parliamentary candidate for the Subin constituency. It's a great honor and a privilege bestowed on me by the great people of this constituency. Deserve a second term.
It's been very encouraging. It has been very heartwarming. If you look at the support here, I can see my people are poised for us to have victory of 90 over 90, as you have declared in Ashanti region, and also seal the 47 over 47.
In the case of the Asqua constituency, an independent candidate is contesting the incumbent Patricia Apieje, but the MP insists she will beat anyone who challenges her in the election.
What I would say at this point in time, that I'm prepared for the battle, because I know my party has performed creditably. I've also performed creditably, and I believe the people of Asqua are going to give me their optimum support, the one that my president called boom, boom.
An independent parliamentary candidate, Eric Osei, who later filed his nomination, is also hopeful of victory.
Definitely, you know, in Parliament, we have the majority side. Definitely, when I got the opportunity, I will align myself to that of the NPP. So they are saying that the party will not take you back, but I know definitely when I win, they will call me back to the party. I think I can get about 75% of the votes.
Parliamentary candidate for the opposition National Democratic Congress, Alhaji Mohammed Mutala Abubakar, also filed his nomination to contest the Subin seats.
This time around, I think I come to take the seat for NDC in the name of God.
Now, parliamentary candidates for all the political parties whose district electoral commission offices are located here at the regional office are coming in one by one to file their nominations. Reporting from the Ashanti Regional Office of the Electoral Commission, Hafiz Tijani for Citi News.
Meanwhile, the NPP parliamentary candidate for Chereponi, Tahiru Abdul Razak, says he is confident of unseating the NDC's candidate on election day. Tahiru Razak, who is also the district chief executive for Chereponi, spoke to Citi News after he submitted his nomination forms at the Electoral Commission's district office.
All along what we have been doing, from the primal stage up to any other process, I wouldn't say I was a candidate. But having submitted my form today at exactly 10:37 a.m., I'm saying I'm representing Chereponi constituency as a member of parliament for Chereponi. NPP as a party is going to conduct a free and fair election, be of a good behavior before, during, and after the elections. Why am I saying so? I think Chereponi is bigger than the party, to say. But when you come to the party level, I would say the MPP is bigger than myself, not to talk of the constituency itself. So the district first, the party, and the nation as a whole. So you can see for yourself that the Almighty Allah has already declared, as His Excellency the President said, the battle is with the Lord. The battle is for the Lord. So I am assuring my conference and the nation as a whole that Chereponi is going to have one of the free and fair elections during, before, and after the elections.
The New Patriotic Party parliamentary candidate for the Ododo-Diodio constituency, Nilante Bannerman, says he has worked tirelessly in breaking the monopoly of the NDC in the constituency. According to him, the constituency has not seen any developments under the NDC since the year 2004. After submitting his nomination forms at the district office of the EC in the constituency, Nilante Bannerman said the achievements of the NPP in the constituency would ensure its victory in the 2020 polls.
The Ododo-Diodio constituency seat has over the years been won by the National Democratic Congress (NDC) until the year 2004 when Reginald Nebi Ayibonte captured the seat for the NPP. Since then, the NPP has faced an arduous task in seeking to wrestle the seat from the NDC. However, the NPP parliamentary candidate Nilante Bannerman, who is contestant for the second time in the constituency, says he is very hopeful that the 2020 elections would go in his favor due to the numerous developmental projects embarked on by the NPP in the area.
It used to be an NDC stronghold. There are a lot of factors that have changed as we speak. Not forgetting the unprecedented developmental projects that has been done in the constituency by the NPP. I don't even want to talk about myself, what I've done for the constituency. If you look at what the NPP as a government has done for Ododo-Diodio, it's unprecedented. We are talking about the fishing harbor that is being constructed. We are talking about the Salaga market. We have 2 astroturfs that are being constructed. The St. Pé school is being constructed. In the annals of Ododo-Diodio, this is unprecedented. I've not been an MP before, but Nilante Bannerman cannot stand the kind of developmental projects and the effects I've had on the lives of the people.
Meanwhile, some party sympathizers who throng the premises in their numbers to support Nilante Bannerman say they will ensure the NPP wins the seat in the upcoming polls to ensure continuity of the developmental agenda in the constituency.
23 years, 1997 akumu. Mene eba wajela machine. Agbene we body inshona abo leun esaema. Agbene kayele kabuamo o efibo no te Bannerman wawo.
Mbiete imba money pay my school fees. Chine na namba ne eko egbena eko yemi eko yami eko e nana oyu adon e one daboshi ni one job ko nu chumo papa no chu ni one job pi na no rado wo ke for more to do more
this year ka jeje no nye this is ahuna anoko so ni mbote MPP mi na ka shika e fan e wo ka e fan e fan imbile mintani ina kuchombile mbi amefa amete amegbena shi na kuchombile minta oni wasa afie le we ya free eko no ani mi vote we mi hale never for nana for.
Reporting from the Ododo-Diodio constituency in the Greater Accra region, I'm Ni Ayukwe Okain for Citi News.
The leadership of the National Democratic Congress (NDC) has settled on Emmanuel Kweku-Asante to lead the party in the New Jabin North constituency following the sudden death of its parliamentary candidate Samson Oti Boateng. Emmanuel Kweku-Asante, who was defeated by the deceased at the NDC primaries, will file his nominations tomorrow. Citi News' Eastern Regional correspondent Neil Ni Amate Kanaku has more in this report.
Samson Oti Boateng, who worked as a pharmacist at the St. Joseph's Hospital in Koforidua in the Eastern region, died in the Ashanti region on Wednesday after a short illness. Asemdaho Anthony Kwame is the New Jabin North Constituency Secretary of the party.
Someone called me that we've gotten a bad news, and the news is that our PC is no longer alive. I was shocked when I heard the news, so I decided to follow up to find out whether what I heard was true. And you know, the family members, some of the family members are not here, so I went to his workplace at St. Joseph Hospital, where the news was confirmed.
With less than 3 months to the general elections, Asemdaho Kwame Anthony says the party must still go ahead and field a candidate before the close of nominations on Friday. As a result, the National regional and New Jabe North constituency executives of the NDC held an emergency meeting and decided on Emmanuel Kweku Asante, a former district chief executive of the Lower West Akem, as the new candidate.
The party met, that is the national chairman, the regional chairman, and then the constituency executives. We met as a body, and the decision taken was that the one who competed with him should rather take his place. So we have decided, and now Emmanuel Asante Kweku is that now the new PC for New Jabe North, and we are hoping that by close of tomorrow we'll file.
Equally saddened at the turn of events is the New Patriotic Party in the region. Michael Kofi Otrebefi is the party's parliamentary candidate for New Jabe South.
Such an unfortunate news, a very young, energetic, brilliant guy like that just passing on. But see, God knows best. The best we can do is wish that God will keep him well for us, so that one day we'll meet again. But it's such an unfortunate news.
A delegation from the NDC is set to meet the family of the late Samson Otiboatin to decide when his funeral will be held.
Still on the National Democratic Congress, as the party says it has planned to spend about 1.4 billion Ghana cedis annually on the free healthcare policy. This estimate was arrived at using an average of 1 hospital visit a year for each Ghanaian. This was costed at $8 per capita against a population estimate of 31 million. Manifesto spokesperson on health, Dr. Omane Boama, stated that funds for implementation will be drawn from the consolidated fund.
Evidence suggests that the cost per capita of free primary health care is between $8 to about $12. We also know that in Ghana, the average Ghanaian visits a healthcare facility less than once in a year, about 0.97. Our population is about 31 million. So assuming you are to use the lower estimate of $8 times 31, it takes you to about $248 million. In Ghana cedis, it is 1.4 billion. But you see, when you are costing, you need to take into account assumptions. It means that for 1 year, what do you need? Between 2017 and 2020, revenue from crude oil alone, saved for COVID, according to the budget statements, would have been over 20 billion Ghana cedis. And that is why we say that we will use the consolidated fund. And the consolidated fund, there is a part of the oil money that comes into the consolidated fund. That is what we will use, and part of other tax and non-tax revenues that come into the consolidated fund.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still to come, the Asante Otunfo Osetu II cautions traditional leaders against the endorsement of political parties.
We'll bring you the details of that story and more after this break. Please stay with us.
Rigworld Solutions, forging the frameworks of Ghanaian industry. Engineering solutions from the heart of Takrade, Kejebil. At Rigworld Solutions, we manufacture industrial bolts and nuts, fasteners, hoses and fittings for the extractive and petrochemical industries. World-class products with local expertise. Locate our factory in Kejebil of the Takrade Takwa Road. Call 0302 949917 or 0540 107504. Email enquiries@rigworldsolutions.com. Rigworld Solutions, Crafted in Ghana, engineered for the world.
The Equinfi Juice Factory is a 1D1F initiative funded by Ghana Exim Bank. Each juice brand, Equinfi Fruit Juice, is made from fresh pineapple and its quality is impeccable. All raw materials used in its production are purchased here in Ghana. The entire value chain has helped the community prosper by creating jobs for many Ghanaians, from farming, distribution, and retail. Due to its great taste and brand promotion, Equinfi Juice is available in supermarkets and shops all over Ghana. And just like Equinfi Juice Factory, there are other factories set up across the country under the 1D1F initiative in areas such as shea production, poultry, pharmaceuticals, sweet potatoes, avocado, tomatoes, mangoes, and more local businesses which are creating jobs and expected revenue. At Ghana Exim Bank, we call this the Made in Ghana 4P: produce, promote, purchase, and prosper. If as a people we believe in the Ghana beyond aid, then let's prosper as a nation by producing, promoting, and purchasing our own products. Let's support Made in Ghana and let's take Made in Ghana to the world. One district, one factory. Ghana at work. Ghana Exim Bank, facilitating Ghana's international trade.
Have you wondered why people patronize for Franco Trading Enterprise? Follow me, I'll show you why. So this is the reason why people patronize from us. It's because we have quality and affordable mobile phones and accessories. Talk of Alcatel, iPhone, Samsung, and among others. We also have quality laptops and affordable television of all sizes. Our latest baby on the block is the Franco TV 65-inch Smart TV. It's just going to blow your mind. The picture quality is superb. Our shops are open for both wholesalers and retailers. You can also walk into any of our shops nationwide to window shop. But remember to always put on your face mask. Franco Trading Enterprise, indeed the home of quality mobile phones, televisions, and accessories.
What's poppin'? Brand new dramas, that's what. Ethan Hawke leads a group of freedom fighters in the daring battle to end slavery in Mnet's brand new historical miniseries.
We're gonna start a revolution.
And the rebellious daughter must step up and take the reins of her late father's criminal enterprise in Africa Magic's brand new local series.
What do I do?
What else is poppin'? Brand new pop-up channels, that's what's poppin'. We're serving up family dramas and intrigue galore in The Beloved Man on the new telenovelas channel.
Citizens, we cannot allow this situation to go on.
We're packing a punch with the kung fu adventures of the Chinese Odyssey on the brand new Kicks channel. And we're going crazy over arts and crafts with Cooksy on the new Zumu channel. So pop on over to DSTV for the best of brand new this month.
It is Christmas.
What do you want for Christmas? A new car, a vacation, or expand your business? Make your wish and have it come true in the 100 days of Christmas with a Republic Bank Christmas loan. The Republic Christmas loan is quick, easy, and so affordable with super fast turnaround time. Come into any of our branches nationwide. Call or WhatsApp 055-654-3212 or apply online via republicghana.com. Remember, wear your nose mask, stay safe. Republic Bank, we are the one for you.
Hello again. The Asantehene Otunfo Seti II has reiterated the call for traditional leaders to avoid direct involvement in partisan politics. According to him, the endorsement of political parties tends to undermine the chieftaincy institution. His call comes after a number of chiefs openly declared their support for some presidential candidates ahead of the 2020 general elections. Citi News' Edward Opomafo reports.
Speaking at an engagement with the National House of Chiefs in Kumasi, the Asantehene urged the chiefs to work with whoever wins the elections, but they should avoid openly declaring their support for one candidate or the other. According to him, for chiefs to be accorded the respect and dignity they deserve, they should avoid endorsing candidates.
Yenina will be a Amayokwe, Mimsu be our door, and answer yes, will make you any more. Yami Aquasi and Quatuaba. And they are who to me. Name Mum CSC Yama, you could know you and Makujina Wayachi and now Wayachi dear. I'm Ghana and she share no crime make a as I say, Promo, Ubenyama, you could, Ubenyama, you could, with woman in our hall. Woman in our son and I know. Tea, also Jinan Finfin, now the Oko shed them 1 year if I banocotuma. What you be a soup and you pay out to me in a year.
On his part, the Ashanti Regional Minister, Samuel Semensa, gave the assurance that adequate security arrangements have been made to avert possible instances of violence in the region ahead of the elections. According to him, constituencies such as Asawase, Idrase Dumase, Setrafran Plains, New Edubiase, and Hafano North, among others, have been identified as flashpoints, and as such, necessary security measures were being put in place.
Show of force, no. Army for no near police for no, Eddie Omufidia, or the Quack, near the no, a fakrum. Yadika Bakon as a Corriman. The baby war, Kumasia in Abaco, Yabi war, a grassy to Masi, the baby war Tepa, the baby war new at Biasi, Babia, who say I have fresh point, Babia, a battle bar, who did a honka crabia, to cabit me about. The baby war honing a drop on so a kahun, now the Ababe fa Kumu. And the show of force not in Yashasi, so Corriman Ponkwana, Yama Army for no, Akoye.
The regional minister added that the security agencies in the region were working to track down members of the secessionist group who may be seeking refuge in the region. He urged chiefs to help provide timely and vital information to help identify such persons.
Anatiatifukua omo framantemwa omsi omo pese omo ti omo ho efi Ghana ho enam se asantimantemu ha ye wo framantemu ni padodo a ewo ha enti yentimi nka se asem na asie no e framantemu fo nko asem enti yenso no asem bi wo se ma ya nida ho na we de mesre na nanom sremu a sebia obi masutri na mo amotise nipakuo bi hye baabia ebia omo ye training bia omo training no hu ade omo de koye ana omo su ni omo ban bi ekoso no enye papa mo yi asutira quickly no e betimi akoche wo ye nyantie se ebi no mawura sentimental ha ye hwe kwan a e be fa so a ensa be kan wo enti no saa ne ma titiri miensan ama bambo no na wo se ye maso.
Now turning our attention to the Volta region, police in Pando have intercepted 324 parcels of substances suspected to be Indian hemp between Sovie and Pando in the region. The police also arrested 2 men who were on board the vehicle transporting the substance.
The suspects, who have been identified as Akumate Mauna and Akakbo Mensa, are both in the custody of the Volta Regional Police Command. The command is yet to speak officially on the matter.
Now, away from that, Parliament has approved a $243 million supplier contract agreement between the government of Ghana and Dongfang Electric Corporation for the procurement of standard gauge trains for the rail sector.
The controversy surrounding the lack of sufficient numbers in the House to form a quorum when the supplier's credit agreement was approved on Wednesday was non-existent on Thursday. There's more in the following report.
According to the agreement, Dongfang Electric International Corporation will be procuring 100% financial solution to execute the contract from the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. Contributing to discussion on the floor of the House with regards to the contract agreement, a Deputy Minister for Railway Development, Andy Apiakubi, defended the local content component of the agreement.
In terms of local content, in this contract, there's a provision for the construction of a workshop to rehabilitate and also to service the equipment that we are procuring. And indeed, even before that, we have, as a ministry, finished the construction of the railway school, which is affiliated to the Parliamentary University of Mines and Technology. And therefore, we're building local capacity to be able to feed into the industry request for human resource.
The ranking member on the Roads and Transport Committee, Governs Abuja, raised concerns over the value for money audit conducted on the contract.
The 133 million is still a budget so far. Why? Because we haven't even done the design yet. So all these figures will only be firmed up when the design is fully done, and then value for money and the negotiations are completed. So yes, the 20% is in line with what normally happens. The report actually captures all the processes that would be followed, including the performance security, to make sure that the contractor will do the right thing. Mr. Speaker, the need for this project has already been made clear.
A $70 million contract agreement between the government and Straba AG of Austria to finance the second Takrady water supply rehabilitation and expansion project was presented to the House. The Deputy Sector Minister, Patrick Boama, spoke to the media after laying the bill in the House.
You saw me laying the paper for the second Takrady water project. Another 70 million euros from Straba. Second Takrady is very big, you know. The population is huge. The president loves the people of the Western region and has gone for this facility to expand the water projects there. The Speaker rightly referred this facility to the Finance Committee and the commercial agreement to the contract agreement to the Works and Housing Committee. We believe that by next week we would have dealt with it and we'll also come back to the floor to seek the approvals as stipulated under the Constitution.
The Ghana Cocoa Board Amendment Bill, which vests ministerial authority over the activities of Cocoa Board in the minister responsible for food and agriculture, was taken under a certificate of urgency and approved.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. My name is Michael Obodu. I'm here with
Freme Dunyame.
Still ahead in the bulletin, the Coastal Development Authority CODA to collaborate with Ministry of Works and Housing to address flooding concerns at the Akuman Junction here in Accra.
We'll bring you the details shortly. Don't go away.
Play the golden goal on Bet Planet today with just 20 Ghana cedis. You could win a Mercedes and 100,000 Ghana cedi worth of prizes. This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
Bet responsibly, not for persons below the age of 18.
Casa de Ropa, a 1D1F initiative in Komwabewaze, funded by Ghana Exim Bank, produces orange flesh sweet potato food products like sweet potato cake, bread, donuts, and chips, among others, in large quantities for both local consumption and exports. As innovators in agribusiness with the capacity of producing over 250 tons of potatoes every 6 months, it has an estimated job creation capacity of over 1,000. Like Casa de Ropa, there are other factories set up across the country under the 1D1F initiative. thrive in areas such as poultry, pharmaceuticals, fruit processing, and more local businesses which are creating jobs and expected revenue. At Ghana Exim Bank, we call this the Made in Ghana 4P. Produce, promote, purchase, and prosper. If as a people we believe in the Ghana beyond aid, then let's prosper as a nation by producing, promoting, and purchasing our own products. Let's support Made in Ghana, and let's take Made in Ghana to the world. One district, one factory. Ghana at work. Ghana Exim Bank, facilitating Ghana's international trade.
What's poppin'? Brand new dramas. That's what. Ethan Hawke leads a group of freedom fighters in the daring battle to end slavery in Mnet's brand new historical miniseries.
We're gonna start a revolution.
And the rebellious daughter must step up and take the reins of a late father's criminal enterprise in Africa Magic's brand new local series.
What do I do?
What else is poppin'? Brand new pop-up channels. That's what's poppin'. We're serving up family dramas and intrigue galore in The Beloved Man on the new telenovelas channel.
Citizens, we cannot allow this situation to go on.
We're packing a punch with the kung fu adventures of the Chinese Odyssey on the brand new Kicks channel. And we're going crazy over arts and crafts with Cooksy on the Newsroom channel. So pop on over to DSTV for the best of brand new this month.
Hello, my brother. It's been a long while. Your house they build. I use the finest materials for this building. I can see that. But my brother, you know, just last year you built this house. Oh yeah. When the walls started peel off like banana due to rising damp. My brother, that's been my issue. I've tried so many things, but nothing works. You know what? They even use that black rubber thing on it before the concrete casting. You mean that baller rubber? Oh, my brother, you would have saved yourself the stress if only you used Visqueen DPM from Vertigio Limited. That'd be what my puppy used for house. And over so many years, the house till they come out.
For purchases and enquiries, contact Ventigio Limited at Spinters Road, Accra, or in Kumasi at Oshumasi Kwarasu.
Visqueen DPM, no size.
The Huawei Y9A is available now in Ghana at 1,559 Ghana cedis. Hurry!
Welcome back. To some more stories now. The Coastal Development Authority, CODA, has assured spare parts dealers and residents at Kuman Junction in Accra of the government's commitment to complete work on an abandoned gutter in the area to prevent flooding. During a visit to the area by the Chief Executive Officer of the authority, after Citi News report highlighted their challenges, Jerry Ahmed Shaib assured the residents that his office would partner the Ministry of Works and Housing to address their concern. Citi News' Nia Ikweokai has more in this report.
Heavy rain on Wednesday morning flooded Dakuman Junction in Accra, causing damage to shops of spare parts dealers and residents nearby. According to them, the recurrent flooding can be attributed to the abandoned drain. With the slightest amount of rainfall, the street becomes flooded and very difficult to navigate for motorists. They complained that their business activities were being affected and their belongings were not safe. A day after Citi News reported the incident, the Coastal Development Authority, CODA, paid a working visit to the scene. According to the CEO, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, due to the enormity of the project, CODA would have to partner the Ministry of Works and Housing to address the concern.
Yesterday I watched Citi News and this came to my attention, so quickly I had to get back to you guys to come and show me the exact locations so as to see how best to redress the problem. But I think this for us as Coastal Development Authority is somewhat beyond us with reference to capacity, because we would have to do a few hydrological services to ensure that everything is in line. It's not just a drain, it's actually a road. So you can see Ijemo Street, and we cannot just come and do this without reference to the Ministry of Works and Housing that has the capacity. So just from here, my indication would be to brief Honorable Attach, and then we'll see the way forward on that.
The residents used the opportunity to press home their demand for the gutter to be constructed immediately to help prevent flooding in the community.
So to itimi ba na ewura store dem mu efie mu nyina ebasa yentimi ntra ewo window level untimi nya hwe nti yesremu a data mu hwe na munye man ya ko ache stations bebre abaha ti yesremu ye di tumani mu de mumma munye man na ye ho kire wa hapa so to yentimi nko ba bia wo abonten a untimi ma wo fie susu so untimi nko ti ye besremu mumwa e
adin so to anye kura enye a fall got a san come ye ekusi ba kunu so mbe ya hade no mu ya hade no mu jaye ti ade nso to a fan croford dem ne croford kaisin na so mbe hu bibia ma ye de anka be boy pa
enso ne to e ha ye papa no enso e to ye e ka de ne nke wura dem e ka de nti ye sra ban so me ye gota ne ma ye pa nye safi.
So residents here at Dakuma Junction are reiterating their call on government to ensure that this drain is completed in order to render the place safe whenever it rains. Reporting for Citi News, I'm Ni Ayukwe Okain.
So every year we'll talk about this.
It's just becoming tiring that every single time there's a few minutes of showers, we would have situations like this. I'm very concerned, especially for the young children who live in this area. How can they play or even feel safe in such an environment?
No, it's very risky. And it goes to everybody. Nobody is safe. I remember yesterday when I was coming to work, it started raining heavily. And I couldn't tell, I couldn't decide whether to park somewhere or drive through, because the only safe location that came to mind was a fuel station. And then just when I decided I wanted to go park, I remember June 3. And I was like, okay, now, so it takes prayers. Let me just drive through. And the waters were rising. The level was quite rising very, very quickly. And it was that scary. And I don't know what else we have to say, because...
For me, I have actually filed a report from that particular stretch.
Yeah.
And we had heard concerns from residents, so we went there to file a report. While we were there, it started raining. And within 5 minutes, the main road was cut off with the water. And it's so bad that even school kids have to step on stones and blocks to get across. So if you miss a step, this school child or whoever it is will fall literally in that pond and be soaked and have their books wet. Somebody has to fix it.
Well, I hope that somebody is listening, and it will be done. Now, away from the floods, the Mental Health Authority says it is time Ghana joined other countries to push for the decriminalization of suicide. In Ghana, the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, classifies suicide as a first-degree felony, whether or not the act was successful.
According to the authority, this law rather encourages such persons to take every measure not to fail in their act and discourages those with suicidal tendencies from reporting early enough to help.
Kwekwe Jama-Ansah of Citi News was at the launch of the 2020 Mental Health Week celebration, where the authority pushed for the decriminalization of suicide.
1 out of 5 people in Ghana has a mental health problem, with 7% of the country's gross domestic product (GDP) lost due to this same problem, according to the Mental Health Authority. In most cases, people in this bracket who lack attention tend to resort to suicide. This is because they feel rejected by society, hence the decision to take their lives. Ghana's Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, places a person who commits or attempts suicide against the law as a first-degree felon, whether or not the attempt is successful. The Mental Health Authority thinks the criminalization of suicide has rather compounded the situation.
Usually people are depressed, or they are going through so much, they don't know where to turn to, they don't know where to go for the care, they don't know who will support them. And so when they are in that state, it is for us an illness, because you and I do not own our lives, and trying to prevent suicide, you need to encourage people to come forward. So you find somebody attempting suicide, what do you have to do? You need to approach the person, engage the person, understand what the reasons are behind why they want to commit the suicide, and then if you are able to support that person, you will find out that it is not the suicide the person wants to commit by all means, but rather it is a solution to their problem which they need.
The authority rather wants government to help strengthen mental health facilities for easy access to those who are susceptible to suicide. Persons suffering mental health disorders are mostly taken to designated centers for attention. A report by the Human Rights Watch shows that some people sent for treatment are chained. Speaking to Citi News, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer for the Mental Health Authority, Dr. Caroline Amisa, says her outfit is in the process of addressing the situation.
Since October 2019, we as an authority have issued a ban on chaining for persons with mental illness. So currently, as it stands, even though probably we haven't been able to enforce it by arresting persons because we don't have all the structures in place, it is a crime to chain somebody when they are suffering from mental illness and they cannot think for themselves or act the way we would expect them to act.
The National Youth Authority has condemned recent incidents of violence in the Volta region, allegedly perpetrated by youth members of a secessionist group.
Further lamenting the pockets of violence that characterize the voters' registration exercise, the CEO of the authority, Sylvester Tete, urged the youth to desist from such parochial activities and rather foster peace for the December 7 polls.
He was speaking at the media launch of the Africa Youth Day, which is to be celebrated on November 1 under the theme A Peaceful Ghana, the Rhetorics, Realities and the Youth Factor.
We also condemn unequivocally attempts by some persons to foment trouble in our country in the name of succeeding to form a supposed Western Togoland. The authority wishes to use this opportunity to advise and caution elderly persons to desist from using the youth as a conduit for violence and to achieve selfish and parochial interests. The National Youth Authority takes this opportunity to remind the youth that the future of Ghana belongs to them, and it is in their supreme interest to promote peace before, during, and after the general elections. Undeniably, they are the main instrument used by political actors to perpetuate violence, and as part of the authority's effort to ensure peace, unity, and stability, we encourage them not to relent in their duties and responsibilities to their communities, but rather to channel their energies to consolidate their positive strides, to lead them on the journey to productive service whilst assuming their rightful position as custodians of Ghana's rich cultural heritage.
And that's how we wrap up. You've been watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Remember that our website, citinewsroom.com, has more news updates.
Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV.
Download the Citi Newsroom app from the Google Play Store or the App Store and keep updated on the go.
You can also watch Citi TV on